Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, if you have not, welcome. You're to your first time. Hopefully this will be a regular stopping point for you from now on. We are here to do some amazing Nightwish music again. Love that Nightwish army, love the Nightwish band, love the rabbit hole I'm going down, finding all their older music that I have never experienced before, taking your requests and your suggestions for where to start, what things mean, just the great conversation in the chat. It's been awesome. I've learned a lot and experienced a lot of music I would never have otherwise known anything about, and I'm grateful to you guys for that. And I am having a great time doing this. And if you are too, stay with me while we hop into Pan by Nightwish. Okay. This is the official lyric video, because the only other version I could find was the virtual studio version, and we've kind of seen that set up in the background already for a different Nightwish song. So I thought this would be an interesting take on at least some visuals that may or may not relate to the song, but definitely relate to the band. Let's go back just a bit. The lyrics here are so, and the way she sings them, so delicate. This is the beginning. We start with a blank canvas. Well, they call it a silent canvas, like as if everything was asleep. And all of a sudden there's a birth of hope and wonder, and things have started to become named, and there was shelter, and all of a sudden something wicked this way comes. But it showed a great escape, and changed things in the world. And let's see where else it goes. Oh God, this is so sorry. This is so cool. Because now they're adding, more mechanical machinery to it. It's not just what looked like cards or checkers, it's chess. Things get more complex, resetting the world, a primal need to touch the stars. I love the earth references, the nature references, the universe and stars. um I honestly, I just absolutely love all of this. I've got the tingles just talking about it and thinking about it. um But interestingly enough, this is called Pan, and Pan is an old pagan god. And yeah, back when, the earth was much more important to human beings, and they believed in um, not just one god, but multiple gods, and didn't have the understanding we have today, obviously, of the um, the fullness of the universe that we do know, although it's not the fullness completely. We know that we don't know, um, but there's much more that we know now than back in the days when people worshipped and believed in multiple gods, such as Pan. But they were in much better touch with the earth and the things around them, and in awe of what they didn't necessarily understand in the sky, the stars and the moon, um, and the sun. They had certain ideas and certain beliefs, um, but also there was a lot of unknown. Interesting, very interesting. Aha! Gosh! Tales of Dust and of Man on the Moon, Man in the Moon, The Sea Lady, Snow Glass Apples, which, you know, sort of sounds like fairy tales like Snow White and um, what was it? Hansel and Gretel follow, and oh gosh, even so many, now that I think about it, so many fairy tales and um, children's books and stories, and it's stories that built cathedrals. Now, is something to be said for that, because honestly, all of life is stories. The stories we pass on from generation to generation within our families, within every field of knowledge, or research, and in religion, and everything is based on whatever our understanding is of any our particular stories at that time, and then we build off of those. We try to learn more. Nothing is set in stone. It's science is science, but science is never really settled, because there's always more to learn, and maybe what we knew before was not necessarily the complete story, or it could be completely wrong. um but I find it particularly interesting that they say it's stories that built cathedrals, meaning a lot like the stories of the Bible, um, having to do with religion and built, you know, great churches and, you know, of for houses of worship. Oh, again, to lose yourself, to find who you are, to follow your tail, remember your name. God, that's beautiful. Enter the woods, Tirnanog, and bring back the good, and good being capitalized. Huh. I really need, if anyone has any good resources for not just this particular song, but like maybe Nightwish as a whole, like on who they are as individuals and their backgrounds, um, and that kind of thing, because I'm extremely interested in these lyrics and the stories and the images that they weave for us, and especially this little rabbit hole right now that I'm on, everything being so nature based and about the moon and the stars, and um, references to old religion and stories and story tales, you know, fairy tales and things like that. Um, I'm fascinated, absolutely fascinated. There's knowledge, being able to write things down, pass it on, read things, stories from one generation to the next, knowledge to be taught. Oh! More! Oh! Oh! I think I'm in love. I know I said in the past that music was absolutely hands down my favorite Nightwish song. And that is still true. This, however, has me extremely, extremely intrigued. Um, even just the lyrics alone, when they talk about a pale blue theater stage, meaning, the earth. This is the stage. This is where we are. And it's a feast of beautiful tragedy and wonderful fantasy. We have everything from the good to the bad. But life, the play on the stage, is yours to write. You make your life what it is yourself. And it's yours to live. Ready the night by a playwright. So the person writing the play. That there's also a sense of something bigger than us. And what that is, out there in the universe somewhere. And is there one specific playwright, one specific person who is in charge of the play going on this pale blue theater? Oh, Nightwish, you have done it again. I must know more. I must know more. If there's anyone who can guide me to a book, to a website or websites, anything that can help me understand the more inner workings and the inner thoughts of this lyricism and this focal point in these recent songs on, like I said, the earth and old ancient pagan ways and pagan gods and respect for the earth and discovery of planets and wonder of the universe. And because I am just enthralled. I am enthralled. And with the song Music, how there was silence, when the earth, before the earth was formed, there was, silence. And then how even in the beginning years of the earth, everything was creatures and whatever, until humans came and we started making noise, not just animal noise. It was the noise that we brought with us with the things we discovered, the things we invented. Oh gosh, and the noise nowadays in 2025 of this earth is just nonstop buzzing. Okay. Well, Pan is going on my Nightwish playlist, but also my regular playlist as well. My goodness. Thank you, Nightwish Army, for all of your help with these songs, and to Nightwish for writing and performing such amazing songs. I'm grateful to have shared all of this with you guys today. Loved the musical score that went with this. It was a lot faster, a lot harder beat than the song music that was, much was slower and flowy. But kudos to Nightwish for always marrying their lyricism really well with the um, the musical score that they put together in their songs, because it always just works perfectly, and I love it. So, anyway, that is all for me today, my friends. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, like it says over here. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, why? Subscribe down below. Click the button, ring the bell so you get notifications whenever I'm online or if I post a new video. You never know, I might surprise you and go live. Also, below this video is a description box where you can find the link for buymeacoffee.com, and you can check out this QR code with your smartphone or any smart device. Scan that puppy and it'll take you to the same buymeacoffee.com link for this channel if you care to make any donation. Please know that anything you give is appreciated, but nothing is expected. Just sharing great music together, learning together, sharing opinions and thoughts about the musicians, the musicianship, the lyrics, everything to do with music, and especially how music makes your mind just think and think and think, and it makes your heart feel. That is real music to me. Okay, so my friends, I have to say goodbye, but it is only goodbye for now.